copy of the most recent publication of Life magazine, as it told the tale of Anne Frank, her life and her legacy. While making my way through the publication, I could not help but make comparisons to what is happening today in the Western world, most specifically here in the United States and Canada. Comparisons which I found most disturbing. The Frank family lived quietly and prosperously in Frankfurt, Germany. Anne's father, Otto, had served proudly in the German army during World War I and had a successful business and 2 daughters. The Nazi Party, which had failed to acquire enough votes in 1928, rose swiftly after Hitler's publication of Mein Kampf, an autobiography, which referred to Jews as destroyers of culture. The Great Depression of 1929 gave Hitler's National Socialist Party the boost it needed to rise to power in 1933. Nazis immediately began boycotting Jewish businesses, banned Jews from government work, and segregated Jewish children into all Jewish schools. Otto moved his family to Amsterdam. As Germany began to spread its tentacles throughout Europe, the Frank family once again found itself needing to move, but by then it was too late. In May of 1940, repressions of the Jewish population began. At first, no one would believe that a first world people could be anything but proper. However, by 1941, Jews were required to register to authorities, including anyone with grandparents of Jewish heritage. And here I will quote from Gert Don Brock, a historian at the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam. He said, "Strange as it seems today, most people just did that." But does it seem strange today? Look at what has been going on for the past year because of government overreach. And look at the level of compliance by a good number of our once free population. Aided and abetted by the mainstream media, the government has succeeded in destroying our economies, our mental health, our respect for one another, and taken away the voice of the people. And we have let them, because it is easier than resisting. And the penalties for refusing to comply are significant. And while the West has been completely preoccupied with fighting a virus that 99% of the population recover from, China has quietly taken over Hong Kong and used the pandemic to push our countries into ruin while quietly planning their next moves. These events, the tragic, short-lived life of a promising young girl, and now the current demise of our once great nations, don't happen overnight. It's a slow creep, and then suddenly it's all consuming. And if we're not careful, history will most certainly repeat itself. Ask the Frank family if they would have believed that their beloved Germany would ever turn on them in this fashion. And ask yourself now, would you have believed a year ago if someone had told you that we would be in perpetual lockdown with a closed border, mandatory COVID tests, and forced quarantine of healthy people? Me neither. The time to fight back is now. Substitute Trump supporters for Jews, and the similarities are too hard to ignore.